Hello. Hi, this is Yoko Hoetmer, Raw and Real, on a Tuesday night. And tonight, we're going to talk about why is your why so important to you and your children. Stay tuned, because this is a few tips that I might have I've come across, and that could really help you to maybe see why your why is so important. Right, so tonight I want to talk about what I've just discovered. You know, your why is so important. I have come to the UK 6 years ago really looking for what my purpose is. And I was in network marketing, and I was doing all kinds of things because I'm a natural connector and I love people. But somehow it didn't fulfill me, because money wasn't my purpose. And only now, 6 years later, have I found my why. Stay tuned, because I'm going to tell you what my why is. But first of all, let's find a way of finding your why. What is important to you? What is important to your children? Because you know what? If you teach your children from young how to find their purpose through little goals. Okay, I'm running ahead of myself. So let's take a step back. There are so many things. To find your why is a challenge, because some people never find it. The other day when I was in a graveyard and I was looking at all these professional people, all these tombstones, and I was just thinking, how many of them have died and not found their real purpose in life? That's a shame. How many people have made a great success by making lots of money? Say like a film star is, they have such a drive and such a passion to be a success in the movies or to be well known. And then they still have a problem. They use drugs, they use alcohol. Why? Because they haven't really found their purpose. A drive to get to something is not always the purpose. Okay, I don't know if any of you saw my little 2-year-old granddaughter now with her dummy and her sunglasses and pushing her pram and saying, "Mommy, I'm going shopping." Her challenge every morning is to get up very early, get dressed, doesn't matter, rain or cold or whatever, go to nursery school. She's only 2. She comes home and then it's all the routine and into bed by 7. This is crazy. We are educating our children to just do what everybody else says. Something that just came across to me that was so important. Why don't we encourage our children to have a purpose in going to school? She loves rabbits. There's a rabbit at the school. And every day she's got a carrot. She's going to bring it to the rabbit. That made the whole morning so much easier. But now look at your teenager or your school child who sits every day for homework, and how are they going to do this? How are they going to do this? How do you motivate them? Every time you say, "Have you done your homework?" "Yes, we've done it, we've finished." And then the results don't show. How do you motivate your teenager or your child to do their homework? I read a story the other day. The father decided he's given up on bribing and disciplining and taking away the phone and whatever. The same with us adults. Life just hits you so hard. And every time you're thinking, is this what my life is about? Is this what it's about, that I have to go to work every day, spend my whole day working, go home, do the humdrum things, and then go to work the next day and just live for the weekends? And the weekends you've got to rest or do all the extra things. Is that what life is about? No. The secret of finding the purpose. Watch out. I'm going to show you this now. What is happening here with the child? They aren't motivated. They are just told what to do. Like I was saying, with my little granddaughter, she's got to go to school, nursery school, then she comes home and she's got a bath. Why can a little girl of 2 understand all that? She doesn't. How will they understand it? How do you motivate a child to do something? Why I'm talking about a child now, because we all know what it feels like. And then we go back to the adults. Do you know the biggest purpose of getting a child to do something is to get them what they really want to do? If be it that they love to play soccer, or be it that they want this new pair of sneakers or runners or trainers or whatever you call them, or be it the new cell phone. Encourage them. If you can do this, reach this goal, you get what you want. You give them mini goals. Now this is a thing like they have to do, like doing their homework. Or this particular person took his son, he was a teenager, at 2 o'clock in the morning, told him to get dressed and go to a shop, a warehouse. And here he was seeing how these people were working, packing shelves and cleaning. He says, is this what you want? Because these people didn't learn. They didn't study. They had an opportunity to do the best, and they didn't. And this is what they end up to be. And that really triggered this young boy. I always used to say to my children, what do you want to be? You know, when they're young, they wanted to be a firefighter or they want to be a postman. Oh my gosh. But later on, it really became a serious thing. I always encourage them to push their goals a bit further. It's like when you teach them to ride a bicycle, to push it a bit further. If you can do this, we take the wheels off. Let's go. We go that far. By encouraging yourself as well. Here you go to work every day. And you think, is this what my life is about? Here at my age, I'd done what I thought I had to do. I'd nurtured my adopted children. I've nurtured my children. They're all young, successful people. And what now? That's not what my whole purpose is about. I have much more to give than just my children. What about you? What have you got to give? What is important to you? What do you feel you really want to contribute? Thanks for this heart. What do you want to contribute? First of all, to yourself. Because there's got to be something that you enjoy. Be it running, painting, be it serving, be it helping others, be it talking. Whatever it is, don't suppress that because of your circumstances. Husbands, encourage your wives to follow their passion. Wives, encourage your husband to follow your passion. Don't leave it there. I didn't follow my passion. I always submitted to my husband's circumstances, to the work situation, to the home situation, to the children. Here at this age, hello Mike, at this age, I am following my passion. Do you know how I found my passion? Every time I talk about something that I did with children in my life, I started crying. I got tears in my eyes. One of the people was saying to me, what is it about you? And I realized that's my passion. To help children through their trauma, through the lack of nurturing, through the lack of a family environment, through an absentee father or an absentee mother, or just emotionally distraught parents, but just surviving and not giving the need to the child. So my passion is now, at this age of my life, opening a charity or a foundation. Now I'm still working on the wording of what I'm going to be doing, but it's going to be called Brave&Bright, where I'm going to work with orphans in orphanages and help them to become young adults. Work with the family environment, work through their trauma. But the same way, I'm going to do it here in London and work with adults who have children, teenagers, that are not that are acting out. Why do children act out? They've got nothing to think of. They've stopped dreaming. They've stopped being who they really should be. Then they go into gangs, and then they start belonging, and then they get the wrong friends, and all these things happen. Same with us. We lose our passion. We lose our vision. We lose who we are through our circumstances. Take time to be truthful to yourself. I found my passion, which is far bigger than myself. It's a good idea to find a passion that's bigger than yourself. But on your journey to that, do things that you like doing and follow it. There's no right and wrong. Follow it. And as you start following it, you will really be able to zone in to what really is your why. And that's when it starts blooming. That's when you get the satisfaction. Always be uncomfortable in it. To find your why, it's not comfortable at the moment. To think I'm going to be traveling all over the world, teaching, training, teaching coaches, helping individuals for the ultimate purpose of helping the children, the orphans, and all children, in actual fact, through their pain, through the lack of what they didn't have. That is my passion. And you know what? I'm the happiest I've ever been. Yes, I'm challenged. Today I've had a very big challenge. I mean, I won't even go there. Things happen. But because I'm driven, because I've got a why, and I've got a purpose, I can move forward. Now, how do you find that? Let's just take a step back with your children. I noticed that my grandson, who is now 16, he was about 3 years old. And as I was standing in the bank in the queue, you know these pillars that you have? There was like plastic around the foot part of this pillar. He was lying there and making music with this plastic. And it was very irritating for everybody else. But me as a grandma, I looked at him and I thought, this child has got music. So I have encouraged him to follow that passion. And in his schoolwork, every time I encouraged him by pushing his boundaries, trying this instrument, trying that instrument, giving him this. It's on his 16th birthday, he got a guitar, the acoustic guitar he wanted. But that is how I motivated him. Don't take things away from your children if they don't do what they're supposed to be doing. Society just teaches us to just be zombies and not have feelings and not have a burning desire to do anything. This is not the way life should be. We all have a given purpose, and this purpose is far beyond us. This purpose is there for you to recognize. Why do you belong? When I was in this graveyard, I thought, how many of these people have died and said, I wish I could have still done this. I wish I'd done this more. Or I wish I'd followed my passion. It's great to have a passion. Don't let anybody, please don't let anybody like I did, put you in a box. Don't let anybody tell you who you are. You know who you are. Go and get it. Go and find your why. Go and find your passion. Just follow your heart. And whatever makes you happy, do it. And when you really get your why, it's something that makes you emotional. When you are emotional about whatever you're doing, when it brings you in tears, then you know that is your why. Follow it. Follow your dreams. But the biggest thing is, don't stop your children dreaming. Don't stop them following their passion. Yes, it's going to change. Ha, look at me. At this age, I found it. after I allowed everybody else to determine who I am. Don't. Take ownership of what you like. Tonight, I would like you to think about it. And if you know already, please tell me. Don't wait. You will never be satisfied until you do what you were put on earth to do. No matter how big, no matter how small, that is your purpose. The other day when I went into one of these little villages here in the UK, and these walls that are all just made of loose stone, and it just went for miles and miles and miles, and they're still standing there. And I'm thinking, somebody has physically put that stone in each position, fitted them purposely. Can you imagine first finding the stones, then fitting them, and they're still standing today? He had his passion. That's creative. I'm fascinated by those walls. It doesn't matter how big it is or how small it is. If you find your why, you will find meaning in life. You'll find meaning. Please, for all these teenagers that are doing